Welcome to the first event of the Viridian League. Each team has submitted an event to be held, first of which, balancing, has been submitted by the Quartz Roses. It's going to be a relatively standard format of balancing. Marbles try to stay on the course as long as they can, 120 distance long, with 10 extra points for finishing the course. First off, we have the Winter Mints. Off they go. They're keeping it pretty centered out of the gate. Two are nearing the near side. One falls off. The other recovers a bit and manages to hit the other, but goes back down now again. The other two are still going, and that's two finishers. This is looking to be a very respectable run to start of the day. Two finishers, a 94 and a 34, 384 total. That's going to be a good benchmark. We'll have to see how the other teams compare, of course, but still. This is not too shabby. Now, the next one we have Team Brimstone. What will they do? Off they go. Not too centered. One falls off. That's two. That's a third already. Oh no! This last one needs to make it to salvage any points really. And they will they? Yes, they do. But still, 20, 24, and 32. That's some pitiful scores. Even with a finisher that only brings them up to 206. You don't want to see that to start of the league. But still early games. We'll see what the rest of the teams can do. The Evergreen Oaks now. Run 3 of the day. Off they go. Relatively centered out of the gates. Back two are going towards the far side and both fall off. The front runner has recovered a bit and they're going strong now. That's going to be two finishers. 347. It's not going to be as good as the Winter Winds, but still a respectable run. Easily clear of Team Brimstone at least. 51, 56. That's decent fall offs, and then two finishers. This is 347 is about average score, I'd say. We'll see what the White Whirlwinds can do though. Run 4 of the day, and they're off. Very centered out of the gates. The front runner has completely careened off and fallen off early, but the other three are bunched together right at the middle. Now they're going a bit towards the far side. One falls off right before 110. Another does as well, but one makes it to the end. 378. That's just barely worse than the Winter Mints, but it's still easily going to be second place. Only one finisher, but 106 and 113 will easily make up for that. 29 is rather low, but doable. So they'll be second for now. Then we have the Rainbirds, run 5 of the day. And let's see how they compare. It's decently centered, but they've recovered a bit. One falls off, the other one recovered more. Then the other three are still going past 90 and all pretty centered actually. This is looking about to be a very strong run. 3 finishers, 440. What, 50 plus 3 finishers, that's an incredible run. This is easily going to take the lead, of course, but I think this might even be taking the gold medal, but of course, only run 5 of the day. Lots can still happen. Then we have the Dune Dashers, run 6. Can they live up to what the Rainbirds just did? Off they go. It's not looking so good so far. They're pretty spread out. One falls off around 30, and then another make that a third. The last ones only they cannot go much further. Unfortunate. Let's see. It amounts to 213. It's gonna be just barely ahead of Team Brimstone, but 29, 44, 54 aren't great results. 68 pulses is a bit, but they'll be second to last for now. Not terrible, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see what the other teams do. Run 7, the Sterling Skies. And they're off! Decently centered, going a bit towards the far side, and one falls off relatively early and another follows. But the other two are going pretty centered so far. A third careens off, but last is going strong and will make it to the end. It's gonna be 266. It's gonna be a little bit lower in the rankings, but not awful in the slightest. We'll only be good enough to beat Team Brimstone and the Dune Dashers for now. But we'll see how the other teams do, of course. 25, 33 is rather low. So that's really bugging them down a bit. Then we have the Eventide Aurors. Last run of the first half. Off they go. It's looking very centered so far. They're going a bit towards the near side. Well, actually, they're splitting up now. They're managing to recover it. One falls off, but the other curls back. The front one's going with. Oh, and a collision prompts up the third marble. But the other two manages to take it to the end, and that's 4-12. 4-12. Wow. 52, 102 finishers. That's a tremendous score. I would have said that might have taken the win. But of course, we saw the Rainbirds. Still, easy going to be provisional second. And they might be looking for a podium. We'll have to see. Now, the Quartz Roses, they've submitted this event. Let's see if they can live up to that hype. Off they go, and one hits the starting gate and immediately falls off before 10! And then the other falls off relatively early. The other three are going relatively decent. They're close to the near side, but recover a bit seemingly. And they will finish. It's going to be 299. Good recovery from those abysmal scores of 7 and 32. That's really bugging down their score. So it's going to be lower of the middle pack, but still, those two finishers do manage to recover quite a bit to be just barely shy of 300. Still, with a mistake like that, you wouldn't have expected that from the team to submit this event. Anyway, can the Night Shoes do better than that? They don't hit the starting gate, but that first marble still falls off very early. The other three going decently, but close to the far side. One falls off, and that's a third. They only have one more going. That doesn't make it that much further, unfortunately. It's gonna be 13. That's very low. 49, 63, and 95. That's not great for them. 220. It's gonna be third to last right now. For now, not the start they wanted. But at least it could be worse, I suppose. Really, the first marble took them down a bit, but the Reds was not able to help them recover. Now we have the Autumn Ashes, relatively centered out of the gate. One marble is close to the end, now two, and two fall off simultaneously. That's a third! Oh no, can Cinder, the marble in the front, make something of it? They fall off towards 100, not looking great. And yeah, 228, just 8 points above the Nightshades. But 40, 43, 47. It was looking so decent until they all fall off around that point. And the last marble, 98, decent effort, but not really able to bolster their score too much. Now we have run 12 of the day. The John Jolts. What can they do? They're off. It's looking, well, 3 marbles are relatively center, but that first marble wasn't, but manages to curl back. Now they're a bit more spread out. One falls off. The other 3 are going strong. The last marble managing to stay on a little bit longer. The other 2 are going straight towards the end, and they will finish. This is a bit of recovery from the last few runs we've seen. 387. That's going to be high up there. That's going to be provisional third for now. 48, 46, 81, and 2 finishers. That's a great run. Just going to be right above the Winter Mints and behind the Eventide Aurors, I think. They're going to be happy with that start, I'm sure. Now we have run 13 of the day. The Apple Tarts. Off they go. Relatively centered, but the first one was a bit strung out. Now they all go towards the edges. One falls off. That was a close call by the top one too. It manages to curl back. That's 3 still on past one. That's 3 finishers. Will it take the lead? And yes, it will. 57 is better than the Rainbirds 50, and with 3 finishers, that means they will take the lead. Rainbirds will be able to settle for silver, if not worse, depending on, of course, the last 3 teams we'll see. But still, incredible run from the Apple Tarts. Now with the Cosmoscopes. Can they live up to that or not? We'll find out now. That's a very center beginning. And they keep going it past 40. All 4 are still going on. This is looking good so far. All 4 going on past 80. One falls off. But that may... Oh no, another. And that's 3. Still finishes is looking very good, but is it enough? No! 431 is all they will do. That's still an incredible run, and they will easily slot into third. But because those last few marbles just barely weren't able to hold on, only got 105, 112, they will slot behind the Apple Tarts and the Rainbirds. Still, 84 as the lowest. That's an incredible run in itself. Now, the Supersonics. Off they go. This is relatively centered. They've recovered back to the middle, very centered. This could be another great run. Going towards the far side now. One falls out at second. The third does now, and can the last one? No. Oh, All of them fell off, but 308 is still a respectable score with no finishers. 55, 68 and 85 and 100. They were going very strong until they all fell off towards the far side. But still, 308, not too shabby. Won't be good enough for top half with provisional 9th. But they should not be too upset about that. Now the last one of the day, the Historians. Will they be able to take the gold medal from the Apple Tarts or not? This is a very centered start. They're going a bit sprung out now. Recovering decently and 2 fall off. Oh no. Still 2 are going on. It's looking great, but I don't think it will be able to beat the Apple Tarts. 396, 2 finishers, 70, 60. That's a good run, but it's only going to be good enough for 5th. Still. And assume they'll be happy with that for a start to the season. But it will not be good enough to beat the Apple Tarts. Which means that the Apple Tarts are your first ever Viridian League gold medalists. Look at that run. Apple Tarts, of course, win over the Rainbirds by 7 points. Cosmic Scopes is a very respectable run in 3rd, only 9 behind them. Even Side Roars with 400 points, just barely missed the podium. Now, the standings are of course going to be the same. Apple Tarts have the lead over the Rainbirds and the Cosmic Scopes. Team Brimstone and Dune Dashers, not the start they wanted. They'll be hoping for more in the next event, the Hurdles. See you then.